latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario, and in tonight's Game Plan, we're bringing out the shot list as we look ahead to Day 4 of the PBA Philippine Cup semis, and we break down our own list of BPC candidates.
And we'll see what's in store for the top teams in PBL Invitational Conference in the last stretch of these semifinals. Pull up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. As we look ahead to Game 4 of both matchups in the ongoing PBA Philippine Cup, it's time to bring back the hot takes. Courtesy of Mr. Shoot First, hindi si Mr. Hot Takes. We don't have him yet.
Oo. Actually, excited na ako yung magsama sila sa show.
Pero Shoot First, Hot Takes, oh my goodness. Anyway, in this latest edition of the Shot List, once again, Mikey Reyes is back, and I have to remind everyone that he picked his own photo for that title card. Okay, ang dami niyang mga photos, pero yan yung po yung pinili niya. Sobrang proud to be part of the PBA Rush family. Mikey, how are you first? And syempre, what do you think about the games that we've seen so far?
All I know is my takes, they have a better percentage than my free throws compared to my free throws. I'm just letting you all know.
Not
for
just
the
free
first...
throws, Mike's even shooting percentage.
Bro, I never went 100% in any game in my life. So, bro, 4 of 4, but the pressure is on and I'm really...
I wanna add more pressure on this, Jegs. Kasi mga kapatid, si Mikey Reyes at the moment is now has a better shooting percentage than Mikey Williams. Okay, diba? So,
I like it.
let's start out here first with this first shot.
Well, Mike's, your first shot for SMB, what do they have to do for them to win? And for the other team to try to beat them?
Well, it was pretty obvious. Meralco got game 2.
Yeah.
Because other than Junmar, CJ didn't get his rhythm. Jericho didn't get his rhythm. Rodney Brondial, who had a great first game, didn't get his rhythm in the second game. Marcio, though, did. But still, you have to stop the others, the other beer men. Because Junmar Fajardo is averaging 47 points and 66 rebounds per game. You really can't stop him. So
don't check that. Don't check that.
There is really no answer to Junmar Fajardo. I think Coach Norman Black, Coach Luigi Trillo, they have all conceded that Junmar will get his numbers.
Yeah.
I think the important thing, which you can base it in Game 2, even if Junmar had his 20 plus, 17 plus rebounds, they still won because they contained the others.
So for you, Mike, you think Meralco should just give Junmar single coverage and then just contain the others?
Naman single coverage. Kawawa naman si Raymond Almazan.
I mean, like...
Kawawa naman si Raymond Almazan tsaka si Cliff Hodge. What I'm saying is, he will pass off that double team.
Yeah.
But you gotta try your best to at least stop the drives of CJ, of Jericho. I feel like they should just allow SMD to beat them from the outside.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know this, Jego. In the PBA, wala kang magagawa. You gotta pick your poison.
Yeah.
You can't stop everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you stop the inside, then you allow maybe like someone like CJ, bro, patirahin ko na lang sa labas kaysa yung all the way to the rim, di ba?
Well, let's see whether or not that will make a difference soon. Kasi at the moment, right now, in the last game, Marshall Aster nga 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. And we all know that that can change very quickly. The law of averages might come back to haunt them. Now, moving on to Meralco and what's missing for them. Sabi mo dito, Bong Quinto is Meralco's missing link. Now, this is not really a prediction. More, it's a shot pa rin, pero at Bong Quinto. Bakit? Ano nangyari dito?
Bong Quinto, I believe he's underrated. Isn't he, Jego? He is very much underrated.
Hooper.
When you talk about Meralco, you always go Newsome, you go Maliksi, Aaron Black, obviously. But Bong Quinto, not only is scoring, I feel like he has to engage himself a little bit more, especially on the offensive end. Because you have had games, even last game, Maliksi played well.
Yeah.
Newsome played well, Aaron Black played well. But I feel like all the things that Bong can bring to the table, that's what Bong needs to find.
Yeah.
And also, he needs to, break out in at least the semifinals for them to have a better chance.
Just a reminder doon, sa Game 1 and Game 2, naka 9 points each si Bong Quinto. 6 rebounds and 4 assists in Game 1, 2 rebounds and 4 assists in Game 2. Pero sa Game number 3, 1 of 3 from the field and only 4 points. So that illustrates the point there of Mr. Mikey. All right,
I
let's
agree.
move on.
Especially defensively, Bong Quinto
I agree.
will
Yeah.
be a factor for Meralco. But for the other series naman, Mikes, you're looking at Paul Lee as the missing link for
ito prediction
for Magnolia.
talaga eh.
And may prediction
Ito prediction
pa.
talaga.
For Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, around 9 points, 10 points lang si Paul Lee. For Game 4, ilang points kaya si Paul Lee, Mikes?
He's getting all the flack. He's getting all the hate.
Yeah.
But come on, man. At the end of the day, when will he stop doubting someone like Paul Lee?
Yeah.
He will let it fly.
Yeah.
That is for sure. He will try to find his points. Although, he does have a point when he said that he has been putting effort on the defensive end. He's
Yes,
an
yes.
underrated defender. An underrated defender. Because what? We're used to seeing him drop 20, 25. But, at some point, he will explode.
Mike, si Paul Lee ba, ambassador ng shoot first? Kasi
Ay, oo.
nung Game 1 to Game 3, double-digit yung field goal attempts niya eh.
Bro.
Whether he makes it or not.
Matik yan. I would worry more if he didn't shoot.
Yeah.
That's a good point. 2 of 11 si Paul Lee in game number 3 but still ended up with 9 points. So he still found a way to at least manage getting the points there. I'm really interested in this last take kasi sabi mo dito, well, I first of all, I agree ha. I agree with this. Sabi niya, game 3 Mikey was a fluke. Mikey Williams ha. Mikey Williams.
Not
So,
Mikey Reyes.
15 points only in Game 3 after scoring 28 and 26 in Game 2 and Game 1 respectively. And ako, my question to you is why do you hate Rome De La Rosa? He did such a good job!
He did such a good job. Not taking anything away from Rome De La Rosa. But at some point, si Mikey na yun, man.
Yeah.
Like the missed layup, the 3 straight turnovers before the missed layup. So those were 4 straight possessions wherein he wasn't himself. I commend Rome. I commend everyone that is trying to guard Mikey. Pero kita mo naman, when he missed that gimme, pati siya natatawa na. Even all of us, I'm sure all of us, no
I
one
agree.
believed that he would miss a layup like that. So it was a fluke. Although I do commend the Magnolia Hotshots for really stopping Mikey and being physical with him. But come on, man. Do you honestly believe that he would miss?
Yeah. No, I'm with you here, 100%. And again, no disrespect to Rome, pero it's really gonna be hard
But I
to
think it's
contain
also a
him.
better matchup for Rome than, Gio Lalon or Mark
Oh,
Barroca
yeah.
to try to
Yeah,
guard
yeah, they
Mikey
need the
Williams.
size, right?
Yeah.
It's the
The
size.
length,
of-
the height, because Mikey's jump shot is, come on, how are you gonna challenge that?
Exactly, yeah.
There was a possession even na tumalon si Mikey, na pa-traveling siya because Rome
was
challenged.
there.
and
Yeah.
He had to land with the basketball.
Okay, so last question right here. Now, this is not part of your shot list, pero I'm curious to see whether or not this would have made a difference to you. Do you feel na kung hindi na follow out si Calvin Abueva at si Ian Sangalang, panalo ang Magnolia sa Game 3?
I really do feel that. Especially because when Calvin fouled out.
Yeah.
But that was maybe like 3 minutes left
Yeah.
in the game. Ian started to take over.
Yeah. Then in the
Ian
last 2 minutes of
started
foul
to
out,
take over and he missed a shot. I believe that was a frustration foul. Maybe he forgot he had 5, so he had to be sent to the bench. I feel like even if Ian lang yung natira,
They
they
would
could
have
have had it. But come on, it was a
It was, first
it
of
was
all,
a Jason
Castro,
shot.
ibang klase
Crazy.
ka.
They were supposed to win that game.
They
Talking
were.
about Magnolia.
They were. All right. So we have a lot more to talk about, Jeg. So take us away.
Yeah, that was the shot list, but you'll have another list after the break. The shot list continues as Mikey Reyes reveals his picks for the best players of the conference. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game. Welcome back to the game. We continue to go down Mikey Reyes' shot list, but this time for his best players of the conference in the PBA Philippine Cup. Now, Mikes, this is a list of, potential best player of the conferences for the
unofficial.
Oh,
unofficial.
May listahan talaga si Mike in PBA. But this is Mikey's list, not based on stats, but based on his eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, he's wearing glasses for a reason, ha?
Ulitin lang natin sa lahat ng nanonood ngayon. Not based on stats. Because
Okay.
I don't want to change how it's run. Of course,
Yeah.
MVP, BPC, matagal na nating, I don't want to change it. But I feel like you can go a little more in-depth than just checking the SPs.
I agree. So, ito, we're gonna go through it one at a time, alright?
Okay.
We're going through it one at a time kasi sabi ni Mikey, in sequence to, starting from number 1. Junmar Fajardo.
No question.
Okay. Do we even have to talk about this? Bakit siya number 1?
Actually, I wanted to say number 1, tas yung sunod na pag-uusapan natin, number 5, 6, 7 eh. Like, may skip talaga eh. It's just,
Yeah.
runaway BPC for me. I don't think this is even in question. Whether you look at the stats, whether you look at impact.
Yeah.
I mean, all Filipino, you can expect Junmar to be at the top of the list.
Okay, ito. So, we're gonna move on to number 2. And I have questions here, alright?
Okay.
Because yung number 2 niya, Jex, you named this name.
Kapangalan niya,
Oh.
pero different last name and iba ng laro din.
Pero shooter
Mikey
rin.
Williams,
Shooter
Mikey.
rin. Oh, Mikey Williams. Bakit siya number 2? Because, you look at the contributions throughout the conference, and he's not number 2 based on what we've seen so far sa rankings. It actually is CJ Perez. So, why Mikey Williams for you?
Because of his value. They were top 2 to finish the conference. Were they number 2? Yeah, they were number 2.
They're
diba?
twice to beat, yeah.
So, you gotta have someone from the number 2 team in the league. And, come on, without Mikey Williams, especially in the elimination round, they wouldn't have gone up that high.
Yeah.
So, I have to give someone props from the TNT team.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, come on, you cannot win without Mikey Williams, especially in the elimination round. You cannot win without Mikey Williams.
You know what's
the value.
You're absolutely right there. And I wanted to bring up the point that the number 1 team actually has a guy here, pero number 5 siya eh. But we'll go first to the number 3. Ito.
Hindi, kasi Junmar ni.
That's true. Yeah, apart from Junmar. Pero I think we put Junmar in a different category.
And we'll talk about that guy in a bit,
Oo.
right? So,
Ito, number 3.
number 3, Mikes, of course, Meralco is, they're going up against SMB, and Chris Newsom is the leader of this Meralco Balls
Yeah.
team.
When you talk BPC, obviously that comes from MVP. It's always the value that I look at.
Okay.
You can put up numbers, but your value in the team, kahit tanggaling ka dun,
Yeah.
malakas pa rin yung team mo. And I'm not taking anything away. That's situational. That's not something, you can blame the players for that. If
I
you
agree.
put in a team na meron talagang Chris Newsom, na like Aaron Black,
Yeah.
Chris Newsom for me is the guy that you have to get his rhythm going as early. And you don't look at stats. You saw that, I'm sure you know this, Diego. You saw that video that went viral pre-Game 3 against Ginebra, wherein he was talking to his team. Though that's value right
He's
there.
the most
the
vocal
leadership.
guy in that locker room.
Come on, that's
Yeah.
Jimmy Alapag-ish.
Yes.
And we know kung sino yung nag-train kay Chris Newsom when he was a rookie with
obviously,
Meralco.
Jimmy
It was
Alapag.
Jimmy Alapag. So, those are the things you won't see sa SPs yan.
Yeah.
So, you have to give Chris Newsom credit for that.
Moving on, number 4, si Scotty Thompson ng Barangay Ginebra. Of course, we all know because he was the MVP, he still put up great numbers here. Even with Stanley Pringle back, I honestly thought that he'd have a lot less touches on the ball with Stanley Pringle back. But then Scotty still had great averages, almost a double-double in terms of averages, 15.3 points, 9.6 rebounds. I know you don't care about the stats, but those are good stats, Mikey.
Yeah, all I care about is to please the kabarangays. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But, Scotty Thompson, he's also in the top 5,
Yeah.
even if you look at SPs. Based on SPs,
Yeah.
he's, I believe, number 3
Yeah.
to CJ and Junmar. So, I think it's pretty obvious about Scotty, what he brings to the table for Ginebra. He may not be the leader, obviously, that's LA Tenorio. But you take away Scotty, I don't know where you will pick. Sa mo pupulutin ang Ginebra without Scotty Thompson.
Well, Scotty Thompson basically does everything for
Everything,
Barangay Ginebra,
literally.
Mikes. If you take him away, that's 15 points, maybe double-digit rebounds, right? But the next guy, Mikes, that we're gonna be talking about, he's number 2 in stat points. But then again, you said that this is not based on stats, based on eye test. The number 2 guy, also in SMB, is CJ Perez, Mikes.
Yeah.
I love CJ. Covered him in college. Always loved this game. But You take CJ away. And I'm talking about fifth. Hindi ko sinasabi di siya magaling. Fifth, You take CJ away. Don't tell me Jericho can't come in and do the same. Don't tell me Robbie Herndon can't come in and do the same.
So are you saying are you saying that you can replicate what he does?
Well, the stats that he puts up.
The stats he puts
up. I believe
okay.
the stats that he puts up. But you're talking about a team with the Junmar Fajardo. You take away Junmar.
That changes everything.
Then that changes everything. CJ will have more on his shoulders. CJ will have to be the number one option. But with Junmar there, that's why yung value ni CJ, although he is obviously larger than life or bigger than his stats, medyo bumaba yung value mo pag meron kang
So
Junmar
one
Fajardo.
point you're also trying to say here, Mike, with the best player of the conference, with the MVP, is that, you know,
Value.
no matter how good you are, if you're in a team with a lot of talent, you're not gonna get the awards and the numbers also.
Because at the end of the day, usage rate. It goes down when you're with teams. You know what's one more guy that I wanted to put in there, maybe my sixth? Calvin Aftana.
Actually.
You know what I'm saying? Because the value, that's what I'm talking about, not the stats. But then again, I'm not going to change how they decide DPC. Again, this is my,
This is
unless you're commissioner of the PBA maybe a few years from now, Mike.
So we're gonna bring out the list right now. We're gonna bring out the list right now of his top 5. Again, Junmar Fajardo, Mikey Williams, Chris Newsome, Scotty Thompson, and CJ Perez. In that order, ladies and gentlemen. So from left to right of your screen. Ako personally, I want to start the debate sana especially if you look at the positions of CJ Perez and Chris Newsome. What if CJ Perez outplays Chris Newsome? Does that change?
If Chris Newsome had Junmar Fajardo.
Number 5 si
No, I mean, if Chris Newsome had Junmar Fajardo, do you honestly believe that
Is it a done
it would have been the same thing?
I don't know. That's a hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
That's a very
whole new episode.
Just for fun.
Baka makita natin yan sa Gilas.
Diba?
The pool was pala.
So anyway, we're gonna look forward to all of that very soon. Mikey, thank you very much for your shot list and letting us take shots at you also.
Thank you, brother.
Maraming salamat. You can catch Mikey again on PBA Rush and of course here on The Game. He's gonna be calling a lot of the games in the semifinals and maybe the finals as well. Thank you a lot, Mikey. And after the break, we'll find out more about the teams who are battling it out for a shot at the 2022 PBL Invitational Crown. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Got more exciting with the addition of foreign team King Whale Taipei. No more whale jokes today. We wasted all that yesterday. In the PBL Invitational semis, after getting a winning debut against Army, KWT got a taste of more Philippine volleyball, this time against PLDT high-speed hitters. Now, of course, they won that one in 5 sets. To see what's in store for the top teams in the conference, we have with us PBL analyst Ish Polvorosa. Ish, first of all, you called that game. Welcome back to the show again, looking very sharp as always.
I'm loving our PVL analysts.
The way they dress is how I want to dress, but I can't. Yeah. Anyway, let's
go to the games.
let's go back to the games. Yeah. So let's go and talk about this King Whale team that has impressed us first with their win against Army, and then after showing they have resiliency to take on PLDT. What can you tell us about this team 2 games in?
Well, 2 games in, they have a go-to player in their arsenal. Talking about their import, Flavio Di Carvalho, Beatriz. Of course, in this game, sa kanya pumunta yung setter.
Yeah.
And of course, they also have a brilliant setter, their team captain.
Yeah.
And now they're up 2 wins and no loss.
Yeah.
So far, pretty good job for this foreign squad. And of course, supposedly, we're gonna have this Japanese squad.
Yeah.
Pero hindi natuloy.
Hindi natuloy, yes.
And they're now the only team from
From overseas.
Overseas.
Yeah, is the King Whale. And by the way, I encourage all the fans to look at their videos online, especially their finals against Thai Power, because they have a giant whale, the inflatable that they have on the side, which that really made, and scouting them was really fun.
I might have to take a look at that.
Yeah, you may have to. All right, but let's talk about what this means for the semis.
Yeah, and Ish, you mentioned it earlier. They're 2-0 right now in the semis. What does this mean with the the numbers, the stats for the whole semis?
Yeah, of course, King Whale defeated Army. So
Yeah,
Army is now out of the
eliminated, yeah.
picture. It's just a question of who's gonna make it to the finals with Creamline at this point, because Creamline already with 3-0.
Yeah.
A win for King Whale Taipei earlier means free pass for the Creamline Cool Smashers in the championship match.
Yeah.
And yun na nga, no, yung game kanina very important for
King Whale.
PLDT.
Yeah, and PLDT as well.
Because they
you're right.
also wanted to make it to the final round. Pero may pathway pa itong PLDT if and only if Signal and Creamline defeat King Whale Taipei in 3 or 4 sets.
So again, that there's a lot of ifs there.
Yes.
At the moment, so just so it's very clear, PLDT still has a chance to make it to the
Yes.
finals. King Whale has a chance to make it to the finals as well. How about Signal?
Signal, they have to win their remaining games.
Yeah.
Yeah, para mag-force ito sa 3-way tie.
Yeah.
And the only way na makapasok pang Signal is matalo ng straight sets itong PLDT and King Whale Taipei in their next games.
So kailangan straight set siya.
Matalo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Matalo ng
Yung
straight
King
sets.
Whale and yung PLDT.
Okay. So when you look at this this game coming up, it's going to be Creamline versus King Whale on Friday. And
Yes.
sinabi mo nga that Creamline, they're already in.
Shoot in.
Technically speaking, they don't even need to play
Yeah.
all of their key players to potentially preserve it to the final. Is that something Creamline fans can expect? Or do you feel that, hindi, all out pa rin tayo?
It's possible, knowing Coach Sherwin, na magkaroon siya ng mindset na dapat hindi mabasa yung star
Oo.
players ko
Yes.
coming into the championship round kasi isang game lang eh.
Yeah.
So it's very important to gain that much needed rest for the likes of Eliza Valdez, Tots Carlos, Gia Morado, De Guzman. Pero the mindset of the teams is to make it to the final round. Ang hindi maganda dito, mag-aasahan sila sa outcomes
Ng
ulit
ibang
ng
games.
ibang games.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
like the elimination round, wherein Army made it to the semifinal round because Choco Mucho lost in that game against Petrogas. So
Yeah.
this time around, same scenario again, only one team assured of a spot in the finals. So we'll see what's gonna happen in the
And
next few
just
days.
to be sure, Ish, for King Whale, this is a very important game against Creamline because as much as possible, they need to get the wins up for
Yes.
them to make it to the next round, right?
If they win against Creamline, that's gonna assure them of a spot in the championship game
Yeah, final.
against Creamline.
So you're telling me us right now that all the other teams are now cheering for Creamline? Because they want a
Sakali
chance.
pa, yeah.
Oo, they
Of
want a
course.
chance to make it to the final round. Pero syempre, okay, so now looking at this King Whale team, syempre, we have a bit more time here, so we can actually go deeper here into doing scouting. You mentioned si Beatriz de Carvalho, who is their import. Actually, they also have another one, a Mongolian player who hasn't really seen a lot of floor time as much. Pero based on what we've seen so far, do you feel that the remaining teams now have more material to scout them, have now more material to try and find the counter to it? is it going to be a case wherein one team is more favored than the other in their remaining matchups for King Will?
Well, I think so. After 2 games now, they've played their real game. Talking about King Will Taipei, they're playing a pretty basic Asian volleyball.
Yeah.
So kung babasahin ito ng ating mga local coaches, hindi masyadong mahirap para basahin for them.
Yeah.
And of course, when it comes to the scouting element of their next upcoming games, madali na for the local teams na basahin itong star players ng King Will Taipei, knowing na their setter is going with their power hitters in the last 2 games. So hopefully, makita natin na mag-vary itong setter ng King Will Taipei para mahirapan naman ang scouting ng ibang local teams natin in the semifinal round.
Ish, you know what? I'm going to ask you a prediction, but we're not going to because we're nice to you. And we can't wait to see what's going to happen here. And I think we all know that predicting volleyball, especially the PVL, is a bad career choice.
Yeah.
Oh, so thank you very much, Ish, for being with us, and we can't wait to hear more of you in the upcoming games.
Thank you, Ish. And thank you guys for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.